Hello students, before we start our chapter, I would like to request you all to watch our introductory 2 videos given by me so that you will be clear about the 3-step strategy to do Dhamaka in physics exams. We have given the videos in the description box, or you can just click on our videos displayed at the end of this video for either introductory 2 videos or the next videos. Okay then, let's enjoy physics by Mr. Patel, who has a long, profound experience of 29 years of teaching physics in Sainik School, Balachadi.
To measure the internal resistance R of a primary cell by potentiometer. The cell of EMF E, whose internal resistance R is to be determined, is connected across the resistance box through a key K2 and through the resistance box, correct, as shown in the figure. First K2 is left open. This K2 is left open, it is not closed, and balance point N1 is obtained when only cell is in the circuit, correct. Length L1 is equal to A and 1 is obtained, correct. Now K2 is closed. Close this, so current will pass through the resistance also. Then E is equal to KL1 first, in the first case. Now K2 is closed and some resistance R is introduced. Some resistance from the resistance box are taken out, that is, they are introduced, say R is introduced in the circuit, so current will pass through the resistance R also. So the cell sends the current I through the resistance R from the resistance box. If V is the terminal potential difference of the cell and balance point is obtained at the length L2, correct, this is length L2, that is AN2, then V is equal to KL2, number 2. From the 1 and 2, from 1 equation number 2, when cell is only connected and when R is introduced, the length is L2, therefore E upon V is equal to L1 upon L2. Take this ratio. Number 3, but EMF E is equal to I, current I into bracket internal resistance R plus resistance R from the resistance box, and V is equal to IR. Take the ratio, so E upon V is equal to IR plus R upon IR, or E upon V is equal to R plus R upon R, number 4, equation number 4. Compare the 3 and 4, this 4 and the 3. E upon V is equal to L1 upon L2 and E upon V is equal to R plus small r plus capital R upon capital R, that is R plus R upon R is equal to L1 upon L2. Therefore 1 plus R upon R is equal to L1 upon L2. Therefore R upon R is equal to L1 upon L2 minus 1. Therefore R is equal to capital R into bracket L1 upon L2 minus 1, or R is equal to internal resistance small r is equal to resistance from the resistance box R into bracket L1 minus L2 upon L2. These all are measurable, and R is also known from the resistance box, known resistance, so R, the internal resistance of a cell, could be computed. Example 3.10, page number 123, correct. A resistance of R ohm draws current from a potentiometer. The resistance of R ohm that draws from the potentiometer, this potentiometer wire. The potentiometer wire has a total resistance R0. The total resistance of the potentiometer wire is R0, the total of this length. A voltage V supplied to the potentiometer, V is the voltage supplied to the potentiometer. Derive an expression for the voltage across R when the sliding contact is in the middle of the potentiometer wire. When sliding contact is in the middle of the wire, we have to derive the expression for the voltage drop across R, that is equal to voltage drop across these 2 points also, the same. So we will have to calculate the current. For the current, we will have to calculate the total resistance of the circuit. So this resistance, these two are parallel. So equivalent resistance we will have to calculate, and again we will have to add the R0 by 2. This remaining portion has resistance R0 by 2. This portion has R0 by 2. So it is in the middle. When sliding contact is in the middle of the potentiometer, only half of its resistance R0 by 2 will be between the A and B. Let the total resistance between A and B be, say, R1, total resistance between A and B, that is this resistance and R0 by 2 and R. The equivalent of this R0 by 2 and R is, say, R1. then 1 upon R1 is equal to 1 upon R plus 1 upon R0 by 2. That is equal to R1. Therefore, R1 is equal to R0 by 2. This product upon divided by sum, R plus R0 by 2. Therefore, R1 is equal to R0 by 2 upon 2R plus R0 by 2. Therefore, R1 is equal to R0R upon 2R plus R0. The 2 to cut. The total resistance between A and C. Total resistance between A and C is equal to equivalent resistance this of R1 plus the remaining of this is also half of R0 by 2. That is R1 plus R0 by 2. Therefore, current through the potentiometer wire will be equal to the potential applied upon total resistance, that is R1 plus R0 by 2. So, V upon current I is equal to V upon R1 plus R0 by 2, that is equal to 2V upon 2R1 plus R0. The voltage V1 taken from the potentiometer will be the product of the current and the resistance. Suppose current I flows, then the voltage drop will be equal to the current into net resistance between these two parts, I into R1. So, that is the R1 we have calculated. I is equal to 2V upon 2R1 plus R0, correct, into R1. Now, introduce the value of the R1 from the equation 1. So, V1 is equal to 2V upon 2 R0 R upon 2R plus R0 plus R0 into R0 R upon 2R plus R0. We introduce the value of R from this equation, correct. Simplify it. So, that is equal to 2R R0 plus multiply with this 2R R0 plus R0 square, correct, upon 2R plus R0, that will go up, 2R plus R0 into R0 R upon 2R plus R0, correct. So, this will be also cut. Take the R0 common from this. So, it is equal to 2V upon 2R plus R0 plus 2R into R0 R. This will be cancelled. So, again R0 will be cut common. So, V1 is equal to 2VR, 2V into R upon 2R plus 2R, 4R and plus R0. So, R0 plus 4R. Example 3.1 on page number 127. The storage battery of a car has an EMF to 12 volt. If the internal resistance of the battery is 0.4 ohm, what is the maximum current that can be drawn from the battery? The maximum current I is equal to I maximum is equal to EMF E upon internal resistance. E is 12 volt and R is 0.4, 12 upon 0.4, that is 30 ampere. Example 3.2. A battery of EMF 10 volt and the internal resistance 3 ohm is connected to a resistor. If the current in the circuit is 0.5 ampere, what is the resistance of the resistor? What is the terminal voltage of the battery when the circuit is closed? The current here now is equal to, we have connected the resistance R. So, total resistance in the circuit is internal resistance small r plus capital R. So, current is equal to EMF E upon R plus small r. So, R plus small r is equal to E upon current I. Therefore, I is equal to E upon I, take on this side, then minus R. Now, E is equal to 10 volt, current I is equal to 0.5 and R is equal to 3 ohms. Introduce the value. So, R is equal to 10 upon 0.5 minus 3, that is equal to, this is 20 minus 3 is 17 ohm. Terminal voltage is equal to V is equal to current into resistance, that is 0.5 into 17, that is equal to 8.5 volt. Example 3.5. At room temperature 27, that is 27 degree Celsius is the room temperature, the resistance of a heating element is 100 ohm. What is the temperature of the elements if the resistance is found to be 117 ohm? Alpha is given 1.7 into 10 raised to minus 4 per degree. We know that temperature coefficient of resistance is alpha is equal to R2 minus R1 upon R1 into T2 minus T1, correct. Therefore, T2 minus T1 is equal to R2 minus R1 upon alpha, you take here, alpha into R1. So, R2 is equal to 117, R1 is 100, alpha is 7 into 10 raised to minus 4 and R1 is resistance room temperature is 100. So, T2 minus T1 is equal to 170 minus 100, that is 17 upon this one, that is comes 1000. correct. So T2 is equal to 1000, this you take on the side, right side, so plus 27 room temperature, so 1027 degree. Next example 3.7 in the same page. A negligible small current is passed through the wire of length 15 meters and uniform cross section area 6 into 10 raised to minus 7 meter square, and its resistance is measured to be 5 ohms. What is the resistivity of the material at the temperature of the experiment? The resistivity rho, we know that is equal to R, resistance into cross section area A upon length L. Correct? We know that resistance R is equal to rho into L upon L. So, rho is equal to R into A upon L. So, rho is equal to, that is, R is 5 ohm, correct? Area is 6 into 10 raised to minus 7 and L length 15 centimeter. Introduce this, the 5, this 3, this 2, the 2 into 10 raised to minus power 7 ohm meter. Example 3.8 on page number 127-28. A heating element using a nichrome wire connected to a 230 volt supply draws an initial current of 3.2 ampere, which settles after a few seconds to a steady value of 2.8 ampere current. What is the steady temperature of the heating element, that is nichrome wire, if the room temperature is 27 degrees Celsius? The temperature coefficient of nichrome average over the temperature range involved in the experiment or in the equation is given by the 1.7 into 10 raised to minus 4 per degree Celsius. The resistance R1 at room temperature is, the voltage V is equal to 230 volt and I1 is 3.2 initially this current. Therefore, R1 is equal to V upon I1, that is equal to 230 upon 3.71.875 ohm, correct. At steady temperature is say R2, the resistance at steady temperature is say R2, then R2 is equal to V upon I2, that is equal to 230 upon 2.8, that is because the conductor is heated, so temperature resistance increases, so current decreases, that is 2.8, that is resistance increases 82.148 ohms. Now, alpha is equal to R2 minus R1 upon R1 into T2 minus T1. Therefore, T2 minus T1 is equal to R2 minus R1 upon alpha into R1. Therefore, T2 minus T1 is equal to 82.143 minus 71.875 upon R1, that is 71.85875 multiplied by alpha, that is alpha is 1.7 into 10 raised to minus 4. Therefore, T2 minus T1, this calculation comes about 840.35. Therefore, T2 is equal to T1 you take on the right side 840.35 plus 27, that is 867.35 degrees Celsius. Answer. Next, the 3.13 is number 128. The number density of free electrons in a copper conductor is 8.5 into 10 raised to power 28. How long does the electron take to drift from one end of the wire 3 meter long to the other end? The area of cross section of the wire is 2 into 10 raised to minus 6 meter square and it is carrying a current of 3 ampere. We know that the current I is connected with the drift velocity by the equation I is equal to NEA VD. N is 8.5 into 10 raised to 28. Electron charge is 1.6 is a minus, but not necessary here to be mentioned. 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Area of the cross section is 2 into 10 raised to minus 6 meter square and current I flowing through the wire is 3 ampere. Therefore, VD is equal to I upon NEA. So, VD is equal to, introduce the value I is 3 amperes, the electron is charged 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. Number density, that is number of electrons per unit volume, 8.5 into 10 raised to power 28 and area of cross section 2 into 10 raised to minus 6. Therefore, VD is equal to 3 upon 16 into 85 multiplied by 2 into 10. This simplify this power. That is equal to 1.1 into 10 raised to power minus 6 meter per second. The time taken for this, there is length upon velocity. The length of the conductor is 3 meters upon drift velocity is millimeter in meter 1.1 into 10 raised to minus 4, that is equal to 2.73 into 10 raised to 4 second. It's a very large time, correct, that is equal to about 7.57 hours. Determine the current in each branch of the network. Applying the Kirchhoff loop rule for the loop ABDA, that is 10I1 plus 5I3, 10I1 plus 5I3 minus 5I2 is equal to 0. Therefore, 10I1 minus 5I2 plus 5I3, we have arranged in the serially I1, I2, I3 like that. That is equal to, this gives the equation number 1. For the loop BCDB, that is BCDB, this loop, the 5I1 minus I3 minus 10 into I2 plus I3 minus 5I3 is equal to 0. Simplify this 5I1 minus 10I2, correct, minus 20I3, 5I3, this is minus, and 10I3 and 5I3, that is all minus, that is minus 20. This is equation number 2. For the loop ADCFGA, we have from the Kirchhoff loop rule 5I2 plus 10I2 plus I3 plus 10I1 plus I2, and that is equal to 10. Correct? Because I1 plus I2 is equal to I. This is here current I. That, therefore, 10I1 plus 25I2 plus 10I3 is equal to 10. Equation number 3. Solving the equation 1, 2 and 3, we get I1 is equal to 4 upon 17 ampere, I2 is equal to 6 upon 17 ampere. So, I1 is 4 upon 17 ampere and I2 is 6 upon 17 ampere. I3 is minus 2 upon 17 ampere. It cannot be minus, but it comes minus because we have taken the direction of the current like this, it will be actually like this. So, it does not make any difference. So, IAB, current through this branch is equal to I1, and that is equal to 4 upon 17 ampere. IBC, that is this part, is I1 minus I3, I1 minus I3. This I1 is 4 upon 17 and I3 is minus 2 upon 17, that is minus minus plus, that is 6 upon 17 ampere. Similarly, IDC is equal to I2 plus I3, that is 6 upon 17 minus 2 upon 17, that is equal to 4 upon 17 ampere. IAD is equal to I2 is equal to 6 upon 17 ampere. IBD is equal to I3, and that is equal to minus 2 upon 17. The total current is equal to I1 plus I2, that is 4 upon 17 ampere plus 6 upon 17 ampere, that is equal to 10 upon 17 ampere. Example 3.10 on page number 128. A. In a meter bridge, the balance point is found to be at 39.5 centimeter from the end A, when the resistor Y is of 12.5 ohm. Determine the resistance of X. Y are the connections between the resistors in Wheatstone bridge or the meter bridge made of thick copper strips. B. Determine the balance point of the bridge above if X and Y are interchanged. 3. That is C. What happens if galvanometer and the cells are interchanged at the balance point of the bridge? Would the galvanometer show any current? Let us see first A. The balance point is found in this is X and this is Y. So, these 4 resistances X, Y, and these are in the form of length L1, L2. So, X upon Y is equal to L1 upon L2 when it is balanced, no current flows through the galvanometer, that galvanometer shows the 0 reading. So, X upon Y is equal to L1 upon L2. Y is 12.5 ohms, L1 is 39.5 centimeter, L2 is 60.5 centimeter. What is X? X is equal to, take Y on this side, Y into L1 upon L2. Therefore, X is equal to 12.5 into 39.5 upon 60.5, that is equal to 8.16 ohm. Correct? Connections are made by thick copper strip to minimize the resistance of the connection, which are not accounted for in the above formula. These thick copper strips, they have very negligible resistance. So, these are not accounted. We account only for the calculation X, Y and L1 and L2. These are not accounted. So, this resistance of this copper strip should be very less, that is minimum. Number 2, B. When X and Y are interchanged, we have instead of X upon Y is equal to Y upon X, just reverse. X and Y is put here and X is, so it is Y upon X instead of X upon Y. Y upon X is L1 upon L2. Y is 12.5 ohms, X is 8.16 ohms, L1 is say L and L2 is 100 minus L. Suppose this is L, this will be 100 minus L. You can say L1, L2 or L and 100 minus L. So 12.5 upon 8.6 is equal to L upon 100 minus L. So 12.5 cross multiplication you do into 100 minus L is equal to 8.616 L. Therefore 1250 minus 12.5 L is equal to 8.16 L. Therefore 20, this take on this side plus, that is 12.5 plus 8.60, that is 20.66 L is equal to 1250. So L is equal to 1250 divided by 20 into 20.66. So L is equal to 60.5 centimeter. Last, see, when galvanometer and the cells are interchanged at the balance point, balance conditions is still followed and the galvanometer will show no current. There is no. Answer is no. What happens when the galvanometer and the cells are interchanged at the balance point and the bridge? Would the galvanometer show any current? No. It will show the zero current. 3.11, page number 128. A storage battery of EMF 8 volt and the internal resistance 0.5 ohms is being charged by the 120 volt DC supply using a series resistor of 15.5 ohm. What is the terminal voltage of the battery during the charging? What is the purpose of having the series resistance in the charging circuit? During the charging, the net EMF E dash will be equal to the 120, the supply voltage minus battery voltage which is to be charged, E, that is 112 volt. Current I in the circuit during the charging will be E dash, that is 112 upon resistance in the circuit plus internal resistance, 112 upon 15.5 plus 0.5, that is this 15.5 is the series resistance. The terminal voltage during charging V is equal to E plus IR. Remember, when cell is connected with the SLS circuit, it is minus IR, but during the charging, correct, it is E plus IR, that is 8 plus current is 7 ampere. The 7 into 0.5, that is 3.5. So 8 plus 3.5, that is 11.5 volt. The series resistor limits the current drawn from the external source, that is battery charger. Battery charger supplies the voltage 120 volts. The current will be very high. So resistor is connected in the series that limits the current and prevents the battery from the damaging. In its absence, the current will be dangerously very high. Next one, 3.12 on page number 128. In a potentiometer arrangement, a cell of EMF 1.25 volt gives a balance point at 35 centimeter length of the wire. If the cell is replaced by another cell and the balance point shifts to 63 centimeters, what is the EMF of the second cell? We know from the potentiometer condition E2 upon E1 is equal to L2 upon L1. So E1 is 1.25, L1 is 35 centimeter and L2 when second cell is connected, that is E2 cell of EMF E2 is connected, balance point L2 is 63 centimeter. So E2 is equal to E1 into L2 upon L1. E2 is equal to 1.25 into 63 upon 35, that is equal to 2.25 volt. So E2 is equal to the EMF of the second cell, E2 is equal to 2.25 volt.